check what you're missing and put them into your categories.
Oh, Eric, where did you put Eric LeGrand?
I did.
We did people.
Football.
Yeah, we did. I think we got it.
Okay, that works.
IOC and then
Mason Groves. I can't believe we forgot Mason Groves.
we missed one for
Oh, cancel. I don't have that.
Oh,
No, that would be like.
Sure.
What was the
It's
word?
Oh, we only
Mason
did.
Gross is.
I don't know what the Starkey's are.
And
Starkey's and
Campbell
Douglas.
is college.
What did we not get?
Campbell and
Mabel Smith is on.
Probably Livingston, Kilmer.
Yeah,
Are you
it
guys
is.
done? Yeah.
I know
Great.
it is.
All of you guys done? Okay.
Woody's. Okay, Woody's.
Sweeties.
What's the Starkey apartment?
So try to wrap it up in the next like 25 minutes or so.
Woody's is on.
I have no
Kilmer
idea.
Markdown. That's the only Livingston thing.
Oh, we forgot the cookie.
See, I don't know.
Honestly, it's like thought of them off the top of my head. Okay, so does anyone want to share the categories that they assigned them into and what they put into them?
At first, like, I realized there were a lot of stuff on Douglas,
Mm-hmm.
and then I associated that with the W bus and George Street.
Okay.
So like Mason Groves and Starkey's and Mabel Smith, Zimmerly, the whole George Street Passion. That was my first association when I was reading the list.
Okay, great. Anyone else want to share? Categories that they needed? Yeah.
Well, if Brocky was supposed to be Barchi and LeGrand, we had a people category even though it was only the two of them.
Okay, great.
We also kind of did like, like libraries versus places to eat. First we did people also.
But then as we went on, we were like, well, campuses seems like a better idea.
Yeah, we did campuses too.
Okay, anyone else?
I started by going through campus and then I would reach like a food place and then that would connect to a food place on a different campus and it would like go through the campuses by food.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else have any ideas? Okay, so you guys are a little more creative than last group. They just put them into campuses, like every single person put them into campuses. Okay, great. So, so next we're going to talk about long-term memory. So we talked about working memory and chunking, and now we're going to talk about long-term memory. Does anyone know what long-term memory is? It doesn't have to be like a clear-cut definition. It could be anything. Colleen.
Long-term memory is something that is stored that you can recall.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, sure.
Continue. No, continue.
It's usually something that you've rehearsed, right? So it's there for a while and you're able to bring it back.
Great. Nikita?
I think it's like usually a memory of how to do something.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah.
It can contain facts, experiences. So yeah, those are some examples.
They also have emotional connections.
Okay, great. Is that-
Need to use recall to like bring it back up.
Yeah.
Just like as immediate.
So you guys are like completely going ahead. I was gonna ask, how do you put something into your long-term memory? So you did say some of them. Any other ideas about that?
Usually theories have shown that when you go to sleep, you consolidate your memory.
Okay, so when you go to sleep.
Repetition exceeds something a lot of times, it eventually gets into your life.
Okay, repetition.
If you give meaning to things, you'll remember it easier.
Okay, so giving meaning.
I was going to say the same thing, trying to think of a personal connection to material.
Personal connection, that's really good. So one thing is that I think is the most important. Everyone has a different idea of what to do, but making that connection with something in your prior knowledge already. Something that's already in your long-term memory and connecting it to that. That allows new information to be stored into your long-term memory and it allows the transition to be more smooth, okay? So we're gonna do another activity. How many of you guys are science majors? Okay, so a good option. Okay. So these are a list of 5 components of a cell. I gave you a brief definition in case you aren't a science major, and the definition given is basically what you need. You don't have to go into in depth. You don't have to memorize this. I'm going to bring it back to you guys. I feel like I've been making you memorize too much. Okay, so I want you guys to chunk these items together. Form connections within themselves and also form connections with your prior knowledge. So I want you guys to do that and also make a story with these 5 items. How can you remember them together as one? So I'm going to put this back on to the cell components, and you guys can work in the same groups and just come up with those connections with themselves and with your prior knowledge and make a story, like a flow of information. So
it's really funny because this is kind of like what I did for my interview. Because I did a story about how a virus attacks a cell. So I'm not going to tell you guys my story, but like.
I think of it as a factory. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So
next we're gonna go back to bio. So it's like, so the ER is where it's made, and then the Golgi is gonna package it.
yeah, so you get the information from the nucleus, and then it's
Yeah.
yeah. So then
And then
that
protein pumps are